Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so true. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty, I'm impressed. And I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time.
with a
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Man of Prestige family. How na day? What's going on? Yes, we're live. Yay! I'm excited. We have a big show today. I'm excited. What's going on? Happy Sunday to you. Happy new week. Oh my God. Let me do some quick shout out. Of course, my G is already here backstage. Natu is here for us. I have D-Love is here. Mo Fresh is here. What's going on? If you're here behind the scenes, say hello. Hit that like button. Turn up your notifications. Hit the subscribe button so you're notified when we do go live. We're in the middle of our pre-launch. We're 26 days to the launch of the brand new book, Number One Red Flag. And we're having this series just to have a conversation with people, see where people are when it comes to this big topic, not of red flag, but of relationships. You ever know those people that always say, yeah, talking about relationships against, like, yeah, because you're here, you keep coming back. So of course we're talking about relationships, right? But yes, welcome back. I have one of my I'm not gonna tell on our age, okay? Everybody say hello to Omolayo. This is one of my G's from a long we've been coming a long time ago. Okay, what's going on, Omolayo? Good to see you here. All right, so we're gonna have a good time. I do have a special guest here today. I have Natu. Okay, Natu is one of our biggest supporters here. She's supporters on the platform. She's a student, she's a teacher. Natu is a teacher here. Stop the cap, you know. I'm looking at her backstage. She's eating something, she's chewing on something right now. But look at your mouth, Natu. But anyway, but yeah, we're gonna have a conversation today. But let's do some house house rules first, right? Shout out to all my sponsors: Mo Fresh, Richie, Life with Natu, of course. Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Shio Mama, Gorex, and of course D-Love. Okay. We have a brand new month here. This is December, so you can see like a little square, like a square with a dollar sign in it. You can use that to support the platform at any point in time. And yes, of course, we're looking for today's sponsor. This month we're already up to $2.80. Okay, this month's goal is $200. That's it. Okay, $200. Okay, last month we did $163.42. And shout out to all the sponsors and the channel sponsors and the show sponsors, all that kind of stuff. This is Men of Prestige. What we do here, we talk about relationships, okay? But we use trendy topics, okay? We extract relationship-based lessons, particularly from a self-power, social seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence standpoint. That's what we do. And if you haven't downloaded the book, you can download the book for free. The original one, which is 5 years old now, the one with my wife and I, Get My Marriage Back, is called. You can download it for free at loveandprestige.com. But you also get on the waiting list for the brand new book, Number One Red Flag, okay? And that's going to be available December 30, okay? We were going to do some very aggressive promotion thing, but we're like, you know what? This is Prestige family. We do things steadily, slow but steady. We do have an event coming up on December 30 locally here in New Jersey. You're all welcome to join that show. Okay, you're all welcome to be a part of that show in Jersey on December 30, last Saturday of the year. It's going to be a concert. It's a praise night. If you're a church person like the rest of us, you come through, you have a good time. We will launch the book. Okay, so if you want to come through locally, please make sure you make it a date, December 30. I'll show that flyer later on here. But Natu is already showing, showing herself here. Of course, $20. Natu, thank you so much already before you even come on stage. All right, with that being said, we might as well just bring you on the stage now, Abby, since you're already showing out already. Oh my God, Natu, how far? How you doing? Let me turn down the music. I can't hear you yet. Unmute yourself.
See?
There you go. There you go.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yes, yes. This is
You
gonna be
guys should
fun.
match me. Oh. Match me, match
Na-
me, match me.
Natu is asking everyone to match her. What a challenge. That's awesome. I appreciate you. All right, good. So we're going to have this conversation. I'm not doing the trendy stuff today. It's just you and I. Okay, we're
Okay.
just gonna yarn all kind of a patter today. But anybody who is not getting on the same page with us, they will collect because listen.
Sharply.
Did you see your thumbnail? Beauty and thunder. I'm like, I hope Natu doesn't take an offense to this, but
When
I
I
said
saw it,
and.
when I saw it, I was like, oh Jesus, I'm hoping.
We started well. We started with
Yeah.
Pastor Nero.
Yeah.
We prayed. We
He did an
the
amazing job. He did an amazing job.
yeah.
That was an amazing job. That was an amazing story. So he did great. I
Yeah.
hope, I pray I'm going to be able to match him. Let me not underperform.
No, you'll be fine, Natu. Come on, you're underestimating yourself. Nero is a
Oh,
class act, of course, but no, you're gonna be just fine. You know,
all right.
yeah, you're gonna be fine. So, but they're going to help us also to make sure because we need all the support. Let's ping everyone else into the room. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Just simply like a 1 click or 2 clicks, at most 2 clicks. You share it to your WhatsApp groups, your favorite WhatsApp, your social media platform. Just share it. Just let them know you're hanging out with us here. But yeah, this is the second of. I think we have up to. I think we might have 10, but definitely 9. We just had another guest yesterday, but we're
Oh,
definitely gonna have. I know for sure we're gonna have 7, and we're
okay.
So this is gonna be fun. We're 26 days away from the launch.
Awesome.
Yeah, if I did the aggressive promotion thing to make me nervous, so I decided to like just. This is a long journey
Do it
for
that
us.
way.
Yeah, it's just.
Makes sense.
Let's not do the grass stuff. We're here for the long
Okay.
run.
You're doing
So
great. You're doing
yeah,
great.
you think?
Yeah.
All
You're
right,
doing
good,
great.
good,
Yeah.
good,
You're
good.
doing great.
Did that make me feel better? Since since I'm hearing that from Natu,
No,
that's
you're doing great.
definitely
Trust me.
yeah. So tell me that first episode with Pastor Nero.
Yes.
What's the best thing you like about it?
I think one thing that got me is how much he didn't lose his faith in God, and then also the power of having a tribe. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, even when he explained, he didn't have too much tribe, but he had few people like he could talk to.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And then another thing that he did was that after that first marriage didn't work, he made sure he worked on himself. So the next person that got him, got a better version of him.
Right. Right.
Do you
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So I like just watching him give that story was it gives so much. I don't even know the right word to use, but I felt it made me feel good. I'm like, we have men that make effort. When a man is making effort, it's a big deal for women.
Right.
Usually, it always has to be women always doing it because some men feel like they're the prize. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was an amazing story, and the comeback was he came back with a bang. So that was good.
It's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, I had to go to his page to see his wife too. I was like, oosh.
I knew it. I'm sure a few people did that, right?
I was like,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. I won't
He
say
has a beauty.
out of respect, I leave the previous person alone,
Yeah.
But no. Like Diola is
Nothing. Yeah.
as good as
when
they come
somebody has
in
a
every
good.
area. And even in terms of character too.
I was about to say that. I was gonna say to you that like if somebody that has a good heart, like it radiates. So there's
You
a way
see?
like you feel it in their energy. So like when
Yeah.
I watch some of their videos and their pictures, like you could feel like through those pictures, like and how he wrote about her in some of the
Yeah.
pictures, so you will know.
Right. You know that God knew what he was doing.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
When it comes to dragging, I don't think anybody can not, and God is not anybody, God is spirit. But I don't think any entity can drag person like God when he wants to build you.
Listen.
Right?
But coming to that story, right? Even though I know we'll come to it, but for me, when he like let me tell you why his story, like I could relate to his story a lot. So first of all, let me say my name. My name is Susie. My first name is Susie. My
Hold
middle name
on.
is Natu.
Hold on. Wait. Let me. I was just gonna let you before I do my proper introduction. Okay, let me do my introduction. Oh yeah, mute your mic real quick.
That's fine.
All right. All right. So everybody, before we get started, Natu is family here, so I was just already flowing, So before we get started, let me do the right thing. Okay, pardon my manners for a second. We'll be right back. Okay.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
So without any further ado, here's the thing, okay? We started this platform back in October, about 2 Octobers ago. So we're celebrating 2 years, okay? 4,000 subscribers, 2 years, not bad. We're not doing too bad, but we can definitely do better. You can help us with that. So it's a long game. So we don't do anything crazy, and there's specific types of people that keep coming back here. I don't really drag people. Sometimes I drag the lames sometimes, but there's specific type of people that stick around here because there's certain. If you look at the internet, it's quite polarized. Some certain type of people, they need to hear you take a stand. You're judging. If you're not judging somebody, they're not happy. But there's specific type of people that are like, there's more to this than black and white. There's more to this than right and wrong, right? And there's a few people I can mention this, but for today, it's about Natu, and she's one of those people that came, that started coming around and said that, there's more to what we're doing. And she's going to tell her that story. She's tell that story. But I'm intrigued by her story, okay? She's also the one person that I've met in person. I'm also going to talk about that as well on this platform since I've been running this platform, So without any further, this is a woman that I really, really respect. Her story, her humility, the fact that she's very open when it comes to, because she will plug in, sometimes you don't see her face, but she'll plug in and then she just tell these stories, and she's always willing to share even her personal story. And to be that vulnerable, it's a gift. It's even a gift you have to watch out for. Because the internet street is not really, there's no mercy out here. But this is the world we live in today. But it's my pleasure to bring Natu to the stage. She's my special guest of honor, my second special guest as we launch this book. All right, so we're gonna learn a lot from her today. Without any further ado, let's bring Natu to the stage. Yay! All right, so now you can tell us, Natu, Susie, what is it?
Yeah, so my name is Natu Susie Kure, and my marriage name is Pentim. I'm doing the process of doing a change of name.
Of course.
I'm just lazy.
I didn't even know that. That could have disqualified you, but
yes,
it's okay.
No, but Kure is my maiden name. Pentim is my married name.
Okay.
Married. This is going to be our November 17th is going to be our 7th year.
7th.
Yeah. So we have gone through the 5-year mark. We survived it. Yay!
And then you crossed 7. You just crossed 7 now.
We crossed the 7th.
You're in the 7th. You're spending the 7th now.
7th. Yes. So right. I'm married to an amazing guy. He's from Nigeria too. Mm-hmm. I'm a financial crime analyst. I'm a humanitarian, and I'm an entrepreneur.
Love it. Boss lady.
Yeah.
And that's going to be my first question for you. What's the boss lady thing? What is that about?
So the boss lady is it's a name that I got for myself. The name I just saw the name somewhere, and I could somehow relate it to myself. Like, I do stuffs. I'm in charge of a lot of stuffs. I do boss moves, but I also want to remind people that I'm still a lady. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. So sometimes don't forget the that you see me doing outside. When I come back home, I'm still that lady at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So that was where the name came from.
Yeah, because in 2023, when people see a boss lady, they're like, is she masculine? Yeah. And then you're like, I'm married 7 years in your face.
Yeah, very much feminine. Hello. I still want to relax and be taken care of. Please, people.
You want to be a baby girl? You too want to be a baby girl?
For life.
Eh?
Bro, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That life so.
from what I've been hearing, these social media streets, like boss ladies don't want to be baby girl. They want equal partnership.
I beg. I'm not inside. If no, I'll drop that name.
They want equal partnership. In fact, they don't care about leadership, man. With about partnership. You want to say hi?
My husband came and picked. I said, "Come say hi."
You should say hi. He said, "Nah." We'll save him for another time. All right, yeah. So that's where boss lady came from. You run a lot of things, but
I still want, because sometimes I think I've had situations where people were like intimidated by. They're like, "Oh, she's just too." I'm like, nah. I'm still that very much person when it comes to my business and work. But then when it comes to the other side, like I'm that lady. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be a man. So being a boss, like some people feel like being a boss.
And you know how I feel about that, about potentially being a woman. I don't want to be a woman, right?
Nah,
right,
I know, right? I heard you say that before.
Right, I don't want to be a woman.
I want to be a man.
Yeah, but these days, man, it's just so many. I don't know. There's confusion everywhere.
You know, and that's one of the lessons. But you know, you bringing up that name, right? Let me tell you why I'm gonna agree with you to some extent, because I think there's some attribute that I've exhibited that my husband has kind of like at some point think like, okay, this lady tried to be a man and drag with me, no joke. And I think coming to the Prestige, joining the Prestige family from Auntie B's show, joining the Prestige family, I think it's another thing that has made me see that side a little bit and be able to see beyond that and step back a little bit.
Right.
And I think I'm a little bit forward. My husband is the reserve type.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a little bit like I'm open. I talk. If I have Chinye saying hi Chinye, that's my girl. That's my girl.
That's my other G.
That's my sister that I got from Prestige. Let me tell you, sometimes Chinye.
Really? I thought you guys met outside of this.
No.
Really?
We went from Auntie B's show, and then we came closer here. Yeah, but we talk on the phone. She calls me. She checks up. That's my girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Awesome.
That's my girl.
That's awesome. Yeah, she is my G. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you know, I think I joined the Prestige family at a time that I needed to.
Okay.
At a time that I needed to. So it wasn't like at that time we're like in between getting better and going back to bad. You know, married couple stuff, back and forth. But I think I remember one thing that you will always say. You say the thing that you focus on will grow.
Absolutely, yes.
So when I met my husband through a family friend, and we were friends because I was talking to someone else. So we were friends, and I think was talking to someone too at that time.
Okay.
So
was this in Nigeria or here?
He was in Nigeria. I was here.
Okay.
So I do talk to him about that other person. And we talk about life, and I just said, I'm seeing somebody. I don't know how to double date. I don't know how to explain myself. It's one person at a time. Please leave me alone. No, I don't like drama. I really don't like drama.
Right.
That's what I say all the time with my food chest anywhere. If anybody comes to tell you, I've dated this girl, she cheated on me, he's lying.
It's a lie.
I do not. That's a clean record.
That person's a narcissist.
Bro,
I'll never admit it.
No. Once I have a man, everybody knows I have a man. So my twin sister was getting married.
Okay.
And we went to Nigeria. So on our way to Nigeria, I called my ex at that time and I told him I was coming. So I said, are you coming for my sister's wedding? He was like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? But that time that me and my husband were friends, like he picks stuff easily. If he calls me and I know, okay, he knows from my voice. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I tell him I'm doing something next month, that day he's going to ask me, so you have this thing tomorrow. How's it going to be? I wish you good luck. When I come back, how is it? So, you know, I was taking notes that this guy is paying attention to like key stuffs that matters to me. Right. So the moment I dropped the call with my ex, he called me. He was like, what's up? I'm like, good. He like, you okay? I said, yeah. He's like, no. I said, I'm okay. He said, no, you're not.
That man was intentional. That man was intentional.
Yes.
He was hanging out in the. He was hanging out in what we call the hospitals, and then the right time. Good.
So I said, can you imagine? T said he's not coming for my sister's wedding. So my husband was not supposed to come for the wedding because he told my brother-in-law he won't make it. So when I said that, he was like, what? How will he do that? So he was like, don't worry, I'm going to come then if you won't come. And then one of my friends is coming from here to Nigeria for the
And to
wedding
be
with us.
clear, your husband was a friend at the time. Just to be clear. Okay.
Yes, he was a friend at that time.
Right. And you had a boyfriend that wouldn't come.
Yes. Yes.
That one slept. That one slept.
On my way to the airport, and I'll call my bestie to tell him that.
Bestie, gentlemen. Listen, hold on. Pause for a second. Gentlemen. All right. The besties. You know, I keep telling you. No, but this is duty and responsibility. Yeah, it's just bestie, right? Nothing is disturbing duty and responsibility, Abby. It's just a bestie, okay? Until one day, like, she's supposed to know.
You know what's interesting? The whole time that my husband was my friend, I was talking to that guy. He has never told me anything bad about the guy. When I start complaining to him, he was like, sometimes not everybody knows how to manage this kind of relationship. Just take it easy with him. And then
he got game. Because he got game. Not to slow down. You're going too fast.
He got game.
He got game. That's why. Right? You don't talk bad about another man.
Nah.
You don't do that. Right?
Nah. So he said, okay, I'm going to come. So on my way to the airport, I was supposed to get a wristwatch for the wedding. And I was like, damn. He was like, what happened? I said, oh my God, I was supposed to get myself a wristwatch. More French, stop it. I was supposed to get myself
bestie. Talk about bestie.
I was supposed to get myself a wristwatch. And he said, what happened? I said, I forgot to get myself a wristwatch. So he said, okay.
Listen, it's Prestige family. We'll distract you a little bit. It's okay. Okay. We'll distract you a little bit.
I love you guys.
You make me want to leave the one I'm with.
So you know what? By the time I got to Nigeria, he was working in Port Harcourt. So by the time I got to Nigeria, he got to Kaduna already. Okay. And then my friend came. So we were going to go to the hotel where all of us were going to stay. And then I told him, oh, let's go meet him. He was at the barber shop. So I went to meet him. So I'm touchy.
You're touching. Hey!
Yeah.
Hey! You're not touchy. She said touchy, but let me change it. She was touching. Wait.
Touchy, so
you were touching. Go ahead.
I just said hi to him. I hugged him. Hey, how are you? And I introduced him to my friend. But he did something. He now told my friends, because that's the first time they come to the north. He said, okay, since this is your first time coming to the north, what do you guys want to eat? And they said they want to eat suya and masa. And he went to get suya and masa, and they told him the particular drink they want. He got a drink for them. So, and then he gave me the wristwatch. I'm like, what's this? He's like, oh, you said you forgot your wristwatch. I was like, okay. And my friend was like, hold on a second, you didn't tell me about this guy. I said, no, he's just my friend. She was like, I think he likes you. I'm like, I have a boyfriend. She was like,
wait. Your friend said, I think he likes you.
Yeah. She's this. So she's my friend said it.
Yeah.
So on the wedding day, let me tell you the drama that happened at the wedding day. So at the wedding
wedding, by the way, can be some of the best dates. Your first can be for like a camouflage kind of like first dates. No pressure. Yeah. I'm just a bestie.
So on the wedding day, my husband now, who was my best friend at that time, was there. My ex did not come. He said he went for one burial, and I was going to be in Nigeria for just 1 week. So that one has failed his number one exam with my friend.
You were going to be in Nigeria for a whole week.
Yeah.
And he went to a burial.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop. So, continue. Sorry.
At the wedding that day, I was the maid of honor. My husband, who was my friend, was there. My ex, not that my boyfriend, one of my ex that wanted to reconcile, and I did not agree. Thought that he could use the wedding to reconcile with me. He came too.
Yeah, and but sometimes gentlemen, it's too late. You gotta keep like face forward.
Yeah. I told you my rule. Once I'm done, I'm done.
Oh, not once debe, always debe, no?
What?
You know what once debe, always debe is?
No.
Okay, you know the Okafor's law. You never heard of the Okafor's law? There's something called the Okafor's law, and they say, okay, I might be butchering it, but the way I've seen people use it is that once debe, always debe. Debe is been there in Yoruba. once
Okay.
been there, always have access, basically. So people believe
No.
that once you've engaged a woman in a romantic way, you can always, regardless of what's going on, she move on. You're not that person.
Not that girl.
You just move forward, eh?
Nope. No welcome back. New number.
She is saying, "Oh, got face front."
So apparently now there are 3 guys. And there are 3 guys at my sister's wedding, right?
Omala, I said you've been busy. You've been busy. Yeah,
Yes, I have. So there were 3 guys at the wedding, right? So that my friend was in charge of. She's like, I'm gonna filter these guys for you. So she went to that ex that came. So she was like, who is this one that came here with iPad and jeans and suit, and he even came late? Your in-law is getting married. You're supposed to come and help. You're just showing up. So she tried to
Because
have
he
a
was being a
conversation with the
bestie.
guy. Yeah, she tried to have a conversation with the guy. He wasn't talking to her well. She tried to have a conversation with my boyfriend at that time. But my husband, they were like, because my husband is an October, he's a Libra too. So they were like talking. My husband he's an introvert, but when he wants to talk to people, like he talks.
Right.
That's him.
Right.
So he entertained her. She said, she now came and said, all those 2 guys are trash. Solomon. I'm like, yeah, but we don't have anything. She was like, keep deceiving yourself, keep being stupid. That's okay. That's the word she used, no joke. That's okay. So my boyfriend came after the wedding. They were packing stuff. So he said, okay, you come to the after party. Yeah, we went home, got ready, came for the after party. This dude showed up for the after party. He was there for 20 minutes. After party not even started. Then he got up. That he's going for one of his friends' after party.
And
So
you came home
escorted-
for 1 week.
Yes. So I escorted him, and I was so pained. So my husband too was on that same table as my friend. So because he's friends with my twin sister's husband too.
Okay.
So he now came to me. He was like, isn't that Tio? Because he was on the phone. He was like, I'm gonna come warn him and tell him to stop messing with you. He stop doing you like that. And he's like,
Wait, the boyfriend said your boyfriend then
yeah. No, my
said-
husband said he was gonna warn my boyfriend.
to come and
My
to
bestie.
stop bothering you. Your bestie said will come and
Yeah, no, he should behave. He should be behaving himself now.
okay
You
to be
understand what I'm
himself.
saying? You know how friends
Okay.
check? Yeah.
Right.
So the guy, so he came. He said, "What happened?" I just said, "He said he's going for another after party," and I just felt like crying. And he said, "Let's go have fun." So we went back. My friends, my sister's friends, the groom's friends, all of us had after the after party. So my friend was like, "We don't want to go back. We want to go to another club." And my husband was like, "Say less," with his friends. They took us to another club. So we came back at 4 a.m. So we had a nice time. We partied, we danced.
This
like
is in
nothing-
Kaduna or Abuja? Kaduna or
That
Abuja?
was in Kaduna.
Kaduna.
Nothing happened out of the ordinary. So on Sunday, I used my uncle's car. So I was going to go wash the car. So let's say I live in New York, right? My boyfriend at that time works in Westchester. So he's going back to his station. And
Okay.
he just called me and he was like, "Oh, I'm on my way back." And he didn't come to see me to say bye.
Wait,
I'm like,
he's going back to
where?
New York?
To his station, to Westchester, while I'm in Long Island.
In Long Island, New York. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the distance. So I'm like, going
It
back
is,
to
yeah.
where? He was like, Westchester. I'm like, what? So I just said, okay, safe journey. I just dropped the call. My bestie's call came in.
Now the time is always right.
So
The
I said, hey, what's up? He's like, are you okay? I said, yeah. He said, no, you're not okay. I said, I'm okay. So where are you? I said, car wash. He said, do you want me to come? I said, please. And we're married today.
Listen, that man got game. Okay, it's
And
not
I- and I
here.
ca- listen,
It's not
and I
here by
came back-
mistake.
And I just started talking to him. Oh, let me know if that's too fast. So he said, please. And then we started talking. And I went to Abuja with my friends because they're going back. I ate food and I had food poisoning. So before him, I'd had like 2 or 3 broken engagements. So I'm like very particular about guys I bring home. I don't cook. My
Yeah,
twin
because
sister's married.
you've had 2 or 3 broken engagements
Yeah.
at that time, which means you
Yeah.
were a walking red flag too. By the way,
Yeah. So my friend kept telling me on the way to Abuja, she was like, this guy likes you. Don't miss it. I wasn't listening to her. So when I called him, I told him I came back home from Abuja. I'm not feeling too well. I had food poisoning. So he's like, I'm coming to see you. I'm like, don't come to our house because I'm not going to introduce you to anybody. He's like, I'm coming to see you. you don't need to introduce me to anybody, but I have to see you this night.
Yeah.
I don't want introduction to anybody. I was like, oh, okay. But
It's
he
still
said for me,
early anyway.
I have to see you. So he came to
Yeah.
check on me. He came in. He didn't want to be introduced to anybody. He just came and checked on me, made sure I was fine. And then we started talking nonstop. So after I came back to America, after like 4 months, that my ex did not call me. I didn't call him. And then he called me one day and said, oh, I don't know what happened to us. I said there was never us.
What happened to us?
There was never us.
Ninja, what happened to us? He probably was preoccupied. He was probably trying to.
No, there was never us, bro.
There was never us. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And that was how I ended it.
But you know, the story is very important because you see how you say there was never us. Sometimes there's that one side of that story that really kept holding on. And the longer you hold on to the wrong situation, the more of a red flag you become.
Yeah.
Even in your good heart. Because it's like you're collecting little micro breakfast, right? There's this sense of rejection that you keep getting over and over. And what you're doing is you're building resentment slowly but surely. So even if you are the type of person that attract a lot of guys, you don't have any problem attracting guys, right? If you attract all these guys, you'll be attracting all these guys, but you won't be able to retain because you'll be looking over your shoulder. You'll be looking to protect yourself. You don't feel safe, not because of this new person particularly. So
wait, I think my wig is one side.
No matter, you know.
Okay.
But before we continue, I have Take Heed here. Miss Take Heed is going to be our guest on the 21st. So that's going to be a fun session, you know. Let me see here. Also, before we continue, let me do a quick shout out to Natu. We're talking about earlier, she's a boss lady, okay? So please go ahead and support her. On Instagram, she sells fragrances. It's called Home of Quality and Style. RTW business and casual perfume oils, shoes.
That's
and
ready to wear.
RTW
is ready to wear.
Yeah. How am I supposed to know? But anyway, now we know. Thank you. Ready to wear business and casual perfume. So she's a boss lady for sure. Go ahead and support her. She's always been a big supporter of this platform. And that's the phone number. I'll leave that on the screen for a second there. All right. So thank you so much. You made it easier for me. I didn't have to ask much questions.
No, so when we got married, my husband was in Nigeria and I came back. So he was in Nigeria for 2 years before he joined me.
Before he joined you. So you were doing long distance for a while.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to have quite a few stories of the what the Indomie social media generation might consider anomaly. You know, those kind of story. You know, Japan nurses that are doing very well in their marriages. You know, I'm gonna have some of that on this. You know, we're gonna have long distance. I'm not encouraging intentional long distance, but I haven't met anybody that did long distance intentionally. It's usually some kind of circumstantial situation, right?
But the problem with mine was that because I was working too much, I didn't have time to socialize. So I didn't have time to go out and meet people. You understand? Yes. So the one person that I tried to date here was one time I was going to Nigeria. That was like 7, 8 years back. No, I think 9. That's 2014. And he was supposed to take me I was supposed to go to the airport myself because he was working that weekend. Weekday, when my flight kept getting changed. So when it was changed to a weekend, and I called him to like, okay, can you take me to the airport on Sunday? On Saturday, he was like, oh, when you were going on Thursday, who was taking you before?
What kind of question is that? What kind of jump question is that? Who was taking you before?
Yeah.
Listen,
so I came back from Nigeria. He never heard from me again. That was it.
It doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. You're in the right place, okay? And you are 7th year that you're spending right now.
Yep.
Which means you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly.
And the beautiful.
I said, well, so good. Now we're stepping up to the beautiful, right? We're going in that direction now, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's just too many people in this generation that want something for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to fall out of the skies into a perfect marriage.
Yes.
These people are mad. Does that even exist anywhere?
But I also had an idea of a perfect marriage because
I
I was
bet
a
you
good
did.
I am a good wife.
Beauty and Thunder. Hold on 1 second. I bet you did. I bet you did. We all did.
Yeah,
That's why I always say
because
we're all mad. No,
I,
but it's so unrealistic.
no, yeah, because I have the idea of I am the idea of a perfect wife that hustles, get her own money, don't stress her husband.
You just triggered me when you say our own money.
Yes, that's why. That's the whole idea. Until one day I heard the MOP said men want to feel needed. I said, hold up, hold up, hold up. What you say again?
Yeah, we're like little boys in our head, and I know you don't want to
Yeah,
be our what do you call it? You don't want to be
yeah.
our therapist. You don't want to be
So
our mother. You don't want to
while
be.
while while I was seeing all of those things as the good, I did not realize that some of those things have their own downside to the marriage too, that could
Yeah,
affect the marriage.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it did affect the marriage actually. But one thing that I think let me tell you at some point, you know how many times I've Googled divorce lawyer? I Googled because some things I'm
You were
not
like
gonna lie,
Tyrese. You were like Tyrese's wife out in the streets.
bro. Because you know what I'm saying, like the slightest things. And like I told you, I was just the idea like I'm the good wife. I did everything I'm supposed to do. I don't think my husband was reciprocating. I wasn't looking at any of the good things that he has done or he's doing. I was just focused on those specific things that I want him to do that he's not doing.
And your idea of good wife, before you knew it, ended up in the.
In the photo. See, this
In the
one here is
bottom.
it's two people in the photo. My own photo is all those people enter the photo.
Everyone, everybody is a bottom,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Right. And you were a good girl, a prophet. You were also Jesus freak, right?
Yes, church girl. I don't cheat on my boyfriend or husband.
You don't lie.
And yeah,
You
I
were
don't
born
lie.
kind. You were born
Yeah,
kind. You are still kind. You've never
yeah,
been unkind, remember?
yeah, but with
Right?
the big mouth, kind with the big
With
mouth.
a thunderous mouth. With thunderous mouth. But yeah, listen, we're all the same. Listen, for you might be big mouth, maybe I shut down.
Yeah,
Right? Maybe I
yeah,
shut down and it comes off as dismissive to the other partner,
yes,
right?
yes,
And the other
yes,
person is trying to figure out like what kind of woman or husband do I have that shut down on me when I'm just expressing myself, or we
yeah,
can't talk to you anymore, you're
yes,
sensitive. It's just
yes,
it just gets messy. And that's
yes,
inevitable across the board.
yes, yes,
No matter how perfect
yes,
you are, it's just what it
yes,
is.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, like, after joining this platform, I tell myself all the time, I remain a life student of emotional intelligence. Like, you gotta learn every day. You cannot
Every
stop
day.
learning. I'm like, this is 2023. You cannot afford not to be aware. Like, it's even a crime at this point.
It's a crime. It's a
It's a crime at
crime.
this point.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
crime. The more you cry about it, the more you perpetuate your victimhood, the worse
Yes.
it gets. And I'm not
Yes.
arguing that you're not a victim. I'm just saying
Yeah. Yes.
if you want to keep that up, what you focus
Yeah.
on, the word I use is expand. What you
Yeah.
focus on expands, positive or
Yeah.
negative. And
Yeah.
granted, it's easier
Yeah.
said than done. But that's like
Yes.
everything else that's worthwhile in life.
Right. You know, one of the best investment that I said I did was buying your book, joining the platform, my monthly subscription, and then buying the book. And I think I've read that book and I've listened to the book on audiobook like I think 8 times.
Awesome.
And yes,
8 times.
yes,
You're a
yeah,
student.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't make
And
it past. They don't make it past. The best is 1.5.
what?
That 0.5 is the first chapter, the second time around,
No,
because
I keep telling myself I have to listen to it in a month twice.
you have to, you
Yeah, I
have
have to
to.
listen to that book in a month twice. I will listen to April Mason's book, Identity Switch.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, that one. I listened to Stop Walking on Eggshells.
okay,
Yes.
okay. Who's that by? Who
And
stop? Who stop walking on eggshell?
I have to check.
Okay, All right, and then you also have How to Win, right? Is that you or
Yeah,
Chie? Somebody's reading How to Win.
it's me. It's me. Hold
Okay, it's
on.
you. Okay.
Hold on.
Anyway, while she's doing that, she's working. Listen, if you want it good, you want, you want to do the work. Okay? If you want it good, you want the work. Let me just tell you, right? Shout out to Black Diamond. I haven't seen that name here. How is it going? Good to see you here. I have divorced my husband 50 times in my head, but I still love the coconutted. Listen, the best of us are coconutted. It is what it is. Learn how to manage and learn how to build what you got. That's not an absolute. Okay, some people you need to leave them in the poto and move forward. Waiting man picking go do now. That book was everything. Yay. Chinya said, I will listen to it again now that you talk about it. You're supposed to listen to it 10 to 15 times. 10 to 15 times. I've seen people say, yeah, you just trying to, whatever, man, it's whatever, I don't care. But my prescription is you read it 10 to 15 times, particularly because I don't want you to turn it into a religion. I want you to listen to it. I want you to process your insights. I want you to internalize it. I want you to build your own life from your own rules, from our own story, from our testimony. That's the whole point of it. Because a lot of people will read one book and they will memorize all the psychological terms in it, and they will start running around town calling people narcissists and different psychological names, and that's all they learn from the book, just the terminologies. That's why I want you to listen to the book 10 to 15 times. I also stole that from somebody else, and there was a book that I read 10 to 15 times for me to be able to say, okay, all of this is now like they're in place. There's no book or training that you listen to one time, you're
And they
shooting,
done.
you didn't gain anything from it. You probably will forget everything too.
Yeah. Sorry,
Go
guys.
ahead,
My
Jerry.
niece came over for the weekend and she woke up. She's not going to my
Oh,
husband, so she has to come to me. Aviva, say hi.
beautiful. She is
Just say hi.
beautiful. Hello.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So growing up, my parents have been married for like 44 years, right? Before my
Okay.
dad passed.
Right.
And I see it all the time. And me and my husband were talking about it a couple of days ago. I was like, my mom was my father's best backup plan. Like my mom always has money kept for anything in case my dad gets stuck. I will need help. So to me, that makes a perfect wife. Like any other thing doesn't count. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Just
So
walking a straight line.
right.
Like,
So I'm the girl that I'm not gonna ask you. I've never fought. My husband is outside. I can call him. I've never fought him because he didn't do anything for me. Like I want money for this. I want money for that. I don't bother about that. That's why my husband will be home. I'll carry car and go and do Uber to get money. Like it's bad. Like that's
Right.
that's how bad mine is.
Move your
So
camera
that's
back
how.
this way. There you go. Aha.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Let me turn it on. I
Aha.
have the distance. That's why it's moving.
Okay.
So that's my idea, of a perfect wife. So because my mom was like back then she has multiple sources of income.
Right.
You understand? So yeah, we grew up with that. So that's my own idea. But the truth is that there were a lot of things that I was neglecting, that I wasn't paying attention to, that I wasn't seeing past beyond me being the good wife, and you can't tell me anything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought like giving my husband passes on some things that I need that he can't do at the moment covers everything.
Oh,
You
no.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I also did not realize that what people call everybody has his own definition of respect.
Yes.
You understand what I'm
Everybody
saying? Everybody
already,
has
and then from gender to gender, and then from culture to culture, and then from religion to religion.
Right. So my husband, his parents died when he was like younger. He grew up with a lot of relations, so he didn't have too many people to like open up to.
His
when he
parent,
felt
his
abandoned
parent,
him.
you said his parent passed when he was younger?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So anytime anything is bothering him, he just shuts down.
Oh, yeah.
So
That would do
it
it.
takes him a little time. Yeah, it
Oh,
takes him a
yeah.
little time to get, but I didn't get that. So anytime he shuts down, I go crazy. So
Okay.
this is what I do.
Hold on. Though. So the way I was raised, I don't know if it was even because my parents, I learned most of the things I learned from them from watching, right? Just examples. But maybe a lot of movies in that, maybe some movie talk in that. They say when people, relationship coaches, that will say, never go to bed. They'll say never go to bed angry, right? So now you're walking a straight line, you're like you shut down, and then you want them to like, we can't go to bed angry because heaven is going to fall out of the skies if we go if we go to bed angry tonight.
So me, if I something is bothering me, I want to talk about it.
Right.
My husband wants to cool down first because he doesn't want to go, because if he gets upset he can go offline. So he wants to cool down. So before I was like, you need to talk to me. So if he doesn't talk to me, I start talking to people that are close to us. I'm like, talk to him. This is what he did. And my husband didn't like that. So that thing was always coming between us.
Absolutely.
But my for me to justify my own this thing was that, if he was talking to me, I wouldn't talk to anybody. That's my own justification of what I'm doing. And honestly speaking, I wasn't doing it in a bad way. I think in my head, I was doing it to save my marriage. In my head.
Yeah. It's 3 and 4 here on the screen. From you.
So
because you're trying to walk the straight line, but he's the one that's now the culprit. Because it's but that's your expectations at the end of the day.
Yes, that's my expectation. So I think he's been trying to, like when somebody's trying to tell you something about something, but because this is what your mind is focused on, I wasn't listening to him. So it started affecting us. We were always like fighting, going back and forth. So my husband, to him, what is respect is communication.
Okay.
What is respect to him is when he wants to talk about something, please just listen.
Just listen, okay.
What is respect to my husband? He doesn't like shouting. He does not like shouting at all. Right. If you shout at my husband, he will shut down on you.
As he should. Yeah. Because imagine if he engages you shouting.
See, talking back is different from having a conversation. You can have a conversation and argue about something like, oh no, it's right, left. But when he's talking back at him, you know what I'm saying? So for me, he knows that I hate being ignored. So when I start doing that at him, he's just gonna shut down and be like, you know what, girl, bye.
Right. So there's so much to that. Of course, I will focus on you because I don't know him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. They don't like me for that, but here we are. We're doing it. I'll focus on you. So to what you just spoken to, right? All I can say is that all you can control is you, right?
Yes.
And our parents did not necessarily, right? Our parents did not give us those tools, No. But once we've learned, right, we can go back and say they actually practice that, because when you are seasoned, you don't have a choice but to learn this stuff. That's the only way to survive through life anyway.
Yeah.
You just choke yourself. If you want to try to control other people, you will just hurt yourself in the process,
Yes.
You just so it's not even that, right? So let me say this before you continue. It's not even more so of listening to him. It's listening to yourself, because sometimes you're in the high of that argument. If you pay attention to yourself, you know that this is all toxic.
That's it. That's it. Yes. So, like I said, when I started listening to you, and people was like, hey, people should listen to Allah, people should listen to Allah. And then, when I started listening, and then I was hearing your side, and I was like, wait, hold on a second. And don't forget, at that time, like every time we have a fight, he shut down, I'll cry and be like, I don't want to be in this marriage no more. I don't want to do this. This is too much. Blah blah.
Because you feel dismissed. You feel like that's dismissive behavior, right?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. One thing that I prayed to God when I was praying for a husband, out of including all the attributes I've prayed for, I asked God to give me a finisher, because I'm always like good at starting something, but I have issues finishing it.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. Yes, I can start project and just leave it halfway. But my husband is a finisher. And let me tell you, while my husband was in Nigeria before he came, like that's when I started listening to you, I started going back on some of the good things that he has done. And when you say focus on the good,
right?
When I was going for my master's, my husband was the one that wrote the application essay, because I was going to work. I didn't have time. I had a deadline. He wrote it and sent it to me. Yes. Let me tell you, when I go to school, I have paper due and my anxiety kicks in. Once I just call him and just break down, he's gonna be like, send the paper, go take a nap. when you wake up. My husband he's a nerd. So
And
people that's gonna
someone
take
would
me,
tell me like, yeah, he does all that, but he's also controlling. Like, have you ever paid attention
no,
to build on top of that
no.
first?
So
Wow,
the paper that would take me a whole day to read and write, he writes it for me in 3 hours before I wake up.
wow,
Yes.
wow.
So I wasn't remembering all of those things.
Yeah,
Do you
because
understand what I'm?
so let's slow down a little bit. It's natural for you not to remember those things when you're caught up in your emotions.
Yeah.
You know, when you're caught up in your emotions, will make everything bigger than what it actually is, right? But I always talk about people will create, especially women, will create Nollywood. They will create 200,000 Nollywood movies in their head
Listen.
about what just happened 2 minutes ago,
Yep. Yep. Leave us
right?
alone.
Right, but as human beings we do that, right? Our mind goes into all these weird places, so that will consume all of the energy, and you will forget that this we didn't fall into this. I fell in love with a
Right.
person. I fell in love with some things, some traits, some behavior here and there, and I put it to everyone that's listening to this. Majority of the divorce cases are stupid cases like this.
Yes.
They are.
Very, very, very,
They're
very.
not DV. They're not extreme stories. They're not Israel dragging with the ex-girlfriend on the internet. They're not. Majority of the divorce cases are caught are regular people, folks like you and I, and they got caught up in the funk of emotions, and the damages were too much. Somebody said something they couldn't take back, and it's very hard for some people to come back from it.
So talking about sometimes people say things that they can't take back, and you feel like you don't want to forgive them. Let's talk about grace,
Yeah, grace.
extending grace. You understand, to people. So when I was always complaining, but I had to go sit down and ask myself. There are situations that I got a lot of grace from my husband that I don't think that I have, no, honestly speaking, and I'm going to name a couple of them for you.
Wait, you're probably talking about the one you know. I guarantee you multiply that by 3 because if you know about the grace, it's no longer grace, right?
Yes, not the ones that I don't know. My husband is not a spender. I am a spender. Yeah, he's not a spender. No, I am a spender. So some money it's better I don't see it. And sometimes when I see that girl, I say, why are you giving this money away from me? You say, if you see this money is going to finish now, you're lying.
That's real.
Another thing about my husband is that he's very considerate.
Okay.
So let's take, for example, I work in the city Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If I come back home, I don't have to cook. Even if I don't work in the city, even when I work from home, if I say I don't feel too good today, or he sees that I'm busy with work, he's gonna go and look for food. Or
I mean,
he'll ask me, what do you want to eat?
with this virtual,
Yeah.
with this
Yeah.
virtual traditional Indomie generation men on this internet, that's a big
Yeah.
deal. It's somebody that's
Yeah.
considerate in that respect, because a lot of people don't even know how to pull off a woman who can cook, who can take care of them. They don't have that game anyway. They're just complaining. They are complaining audio complaining, because a lot of them are not married. The people that are having this conversation on the internet,
People like Antoine them.
But if we reflect on that, did you say Antoine? This is Antoine. Antoine don't collect this afternoon for no reason. For no reason. This is listen. Sorry, that was for Anton. But anyway, yeah, people that the audio is just a bunch of audio. People that are having all this conversation on the internet, they can't pull off the kind of woman they are painting the pictures to be, But also it makes us reflect to say, when you do have that, a man who is considerate, because the reality is that all these things that's been written down in stone, what a husband or a wife is supposed to look like, it's not going to look like that.
Yes.
You're going to have to bend those rules
Yeah.
here and there. You have to be
Yeah.
considerate.
Yeah.
You have to probably bigger than considerate. You have to recognize when a person is considerate and be able to apply some gratitude in that direction.
Correct.
Yeah.
I started so last year for my 40th birthday, what I did to myself, I gave myself a therapist appointment.
Wait, not you turn 40. I
Yeah,
was thinking more like 31, more like
no,
29, more like...
I turned 41 this year.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 41 this year.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
an 82 baby.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's making sense when you say you want to be baby girl. Continue. Now it's making sense. Cause no, okay, he's doing a good job. Continue.
Yeah, so I started going to therapy. I started going to therapy. My pastor encouraged me to do therapy. My boss at that time, that's like my boss, was encouraging me about therapy too. So I started therapy. That was one of the biggest eye opener for me for 2022. I'm telling you, it started changing a lot of things. So let me tell you the magic that the Prestige family did to me. So instead of like when I have issues now with him or upset about something, so instead of calling any friend and talking to any friend, if there's a live show, I just join and discuss whatever is going on. And before you know it, I've cooled off.
Yes.
So that was the magic that happened to me with the Prestige fam. So I didn't have to talk to anybody about anything.
Like 10, 9,
Yeah.
7, 8,
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you count 8, go and take a shower.
Yeah.
Okay. You come back shower.
Yeah.
Continue. 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Drink cold
Yeah.
water after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you
Yeah.
know it,
Yeah.
it's probably not that much of a big deal. Like we're gonna be all right.
So when you spoke one time, you say emotional intelligence. I went to Google it. I'm not joking.
You did.
I'm like emotional. Yeah, I'm like emotional. What's emotional intelligence?
Wait, you didn't hear about emotional intelligence before here?
Bro, I don't think I did. Oh, if I did, I didn't pay attention.
Like you didn't pay attention. You were just
but
another one of those
because
things.
of what I was going through at that time, and then you talking about it, make me very like.
Yes.
I was intrigued to like, okay, let me go dig deeper, and I started digging deeper. And I remember that you were so gracious when I text you and I asked you like, can you recommend any books on emotional intelligence?
I don't remember that.
You know.
I don't remember
You were the
that.
one that tell me to buy Carnegie. How to win influence people.
It's one of the so at the back of this book, right? We recommend about 7 books or so at the back of this book, and I thought that's where you got it from. Yeah.
No, before I read the book, you now told me about your book, and you told me to read that book.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, you did. I sent you a message. And you were so gracious, you gave me a few pointers. And then my husband started seeing some changes. No, first of all, so before the night time, I was like, oh, let's go for therapy. He was like, no, we don't need therapy, blah, blah, blah. We're in therapy, da, da, da. And then we started one marriage therapy, twice, two.
That's what I said. I said, so I should go. I'm trying to communicate with you because I'm you. I was you in my relationship. I don't mind talking things through. She shut down, right? So when she now asked for therapy, like, she feel concerned about me, Sonny. Are you like you smoke water? You can talk to me. You don't want to talk to me. You want me to go and spend $400 on therapist.
So another light bulb for me was when you talked about, if you're trying to like, don't try to save your marriage, save yourself. I was like, what? You were like, save yourself. And then you talked about if you try to work on something in your marriage and the other person doesn't want to go to, you said it's not possible for the two of you to do it together at the same time.
Yeah, you just gonna argue.
It always starts with one person.
Yeah,
so
you
when
just
you
gonna
said
argue
that, the light bulb just went over my head. So I'm like, so you mean I can do this by myself? So you're like, sometimes, and you said something like, people will mimic the way you treat yourself.
Absolutely. They copy you, they look at you and they reflect it.
So I started picking that. And I said, okay. I said, we started going to therapy. I started working on myself. There are times that maybe something will happen. Instead of reacting, I just let it slide, And then when I read Identity Switch by April Mason, I channeled my feminine side. Like I went into my feminine side big time.
That's good.
And I started. I stopped engaging my husband when it comes to like, Robin, get out.
Well, Ben is here. What's going on, my brother? What's going on, Medro?
I started engaging my feminine side. I stopped engaging my husband like altercations. I don't do that no more. We're still a work in progress, But I'm gonna tell you that we have
When you
been
say,
one of
hold on, slow down. When you say we're still, why did that still enter that statement? We're still a work in
uh
progress.
I said that because we're human, first of all, and I said we're all students of emotional intelligence, so we learn every day. Do you
Yeah.
understand
So
what I'm saying?
I don't like the still. I want us to remove the still. I'm just nitpicking your work, so okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I want to shed light on something here. We
Okay.
are for until we buy. We're going to be a work in progress. When you put still, is there's a little bit of a nuance of expectations there that one day we just arrive,
That's
right?
true.
No, there's no still. No, we're a work in progress, and
We
that's the
yeah.
best way to live life.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah, thank you for the correction. We're a work
Yeah.
in progress. And so when I started going for my therapy, I was doing therapy, I go to therapy, come back. There are days that I would drive from the therapy place home, I would cry all the way. And then when I get home, I'll clean my face, get in the house. But one thing that I learned from my mom was that my mom never had a misunderstanding with my dad and not cook. Do you understand? She
Right.
would never. So like no matter what goes on between my husband, I'll still ask him, do you want to eat?
You show up.
If he said, yeah, if he can say no, well, I'll still ask him, what do you want to eat today? What do you want to eat today? Sometimes he will say no, sometimes he will say yeah. So I focused on that, and then I stopped. I started going back on all the good times that we've shared, how amazing my husband is, the kind of grace that he gives me. And I started asking myself, so if you've married that strong coconut head, she will have let you not be cooking for him. Married that strong coconut head. And another thing that I would say again, I was trying to, since I married this guy, I don't think there's anywhere that I wanted to go or
Uh-huh.
do that he said you're not going. I don't think there's
Wait,
ever.
you're not talking about girls trip, are you talking about girls trip?
No, no,
Okay,
not
okay.
even,
I'm
even
just kidding.
that.
I'm just kidding. I'm
No,
just
I've
kidding.
gone to two. I've gone to one for
Right.
graduation, and I've gone to Florida to see my friend. But like,
That's
I've
not a
never.
girls trip. You don't know what a girls trip is.
Well, we're going
Girls
for
trip is
Auntie's
like
birthday.
slay mama,
No,
boss lady.
no. Let me
You're
tell
the
you
only one
something.
that's married there. The rest of them are singles, and
No,
then you
no,
fly
no, no.
to.
MOP. Let me explain to you. All these girls trip that people go. If I go to girls trip, we're gonna be different. I have one thing. If I'm with one person, right, I don't see anybody. I know they see another fine man. That's how I am. Like I'm
You-
focused on that one person.
unless it is your bestie husband now that the
No,
person does not
no,
show up for what you came to
no.
Nigeria for. Wait now,
That was not my.
relax,
That was not my
relax.
husband. That was my boyfriend.
You know, I said your
Get
bestie
away.
husband. I said
That was not my
unless.
husband at that time.
Wait now,
MOP, no.
wait now,
MOP, focus,
wait.
focus.
This is
MOP,
the
focus,
this is the
focus.
part. Gentlemen, listen carefully. This is the part where they will mislead you. Okay.
No, I'm married now. I'm married,
Listen,
okay?
wait. It's not about you, Natu. It's not about you. Let me talk to my brothers for a second. Okay. This is the part where they will mislead you. Okay. Women don't like Mr. Nice Guys. They
Wanna go to
don't.
uncle?
Okay.
Okay.
Women. Okay.
You want to say hi?
That's generalization, right?
Uncle.
Okay. That's a gross generalization.
Hold on.
But hear
Just
me.
come say hi. Why? Just come and say. Can you come?
No, it's a private person. Okay, hey, show your face now, bros. So let's put some face. Let's put. They dropped off. They'll come back in. Anyway, they'll come back in. All right. So here's the thing, gentlemen. Let me talk to you for a second, okay? These things obviously are not okay. She's back. Are you back? Yeah, make we see bros face. What's going on, my guy?
Press exit.
Oh man,
This is
good to
village
see you,
people.
man. Nice to meet
This is
you.
village people.
How are you guys? Nice to see you.
Nice to. We're learning so much from you already.
This is MOP.
She doesn't know it.
Prestige.
Oh, now the man of prestige for this one.
Yes.
I see the prestige written all over you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We're the Prestige family here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Natu, let me talk to my brothers for a second, okay? This brother that you just showcased to us for a second here, right? He had game, okay? He was your bestie, and he was your future husband at the time, okay?
MOP, wait. Out. Close the door. Close the door. Go.
He was your bestie, and he was and he knew something, I don't know how he knew it. I didn't. Some people is natural to them. Some people need to learn it. The Indomie generation need to learn this because the thing is about being right. They think once you walk a straight line that everything will be perfect. And the reality is that there are 8 billion people here. Your own rules of possibilities are probably not going to beat the rules of probability, right? So if you're not playing the game right, somebody's going to take your place.
Yep.
Okay, if you're not playing both offense and defense, if all you're doing is playing defense, what most people are doing is playing defense. What defense is like duty, responsibility. You're supposed to know to do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, well, it is your fault. If our marriage broke apart, no, it's not that simple. Okay, you got the defense part on lock. Okay, the offense part is when you learn the skills. When you learn game, right? When you understand that your partner is a human being, okay? And yeah, they determine they will never do the wrong thing, but all of us will do the wrong thing. When it feels right, when it becomes a matter of emotional survival, we will do the wrong thing. We're not God. We will never be God. Remember the second reasons why marriages are falling apart? Because these stupid people think man are supposed to be God. Man cannot be God. So now you gotta. So when I say give, I'm not even talking about giving to the other person first. To yourself. To yourself. So you can have enough to give to other people and stop complaining about taking and stop complaining about trying to take from other people. You know? So the defense part is that people are supposed to do the right thing. Morals. You know, you put some little morals for society, structures around society, so people can do the right thing. The offense part of this game is you learn the skill of influence, how to win and influence, right? That people, when you become the top 3-5% of these 8 billion people out here, you will attract love.
Yes.
It's not a matter of if and when. With or without your ex or the person you're with, you will always attract love because people can't wait to be around you because it just feels that good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's a bigger part of all of this than morals. I'm not discounting that people should have morals and do the right thing. Never do panshaga. Never do, what do you call it? What do you guys call it? Cheating, fornication, adultery, all this stuff that people are using to police each other. You're just anti-seductive.
Yeah.
They can't wait to leave you. They will look for.
I like when you use that anti-seductive word.
They will leave you. Yeah. They will find a way to leave you.
Yes.
Some pastor's wife, remember the conversation with Pastor Neron yesterday, some pastor's wife is going to leave him.
Yeah.
Some pastor's wife is going to sleep with, right? And then you'll be there saying like, oh, that's just wrong. She's just evil. Women will even support you, gentlemen, and say she's evil. You see how women are supporting Israel right now? Mm-hmm. They are misleading Israel. Israel will continue to collect.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. Why? Because it's not about Israel. That's just how this life works. You know, but sorry to cut you out. That was a moment I needed to take.
No. That's okay. Sorry for the interruption too.
Women stay trying to mislead us. Oh, beauty. We need to pay attention. We need to pay attention, gentlemen. Okay, there's more of them coming out because she's just evil. It would have been me. It would have been better. Yeah. I will never do this to you. You run you. Yeah. Once she starts sleeping with you, she will do worse.
Yeah. Yeah. So my first assignment that I got from the Prestige Farm was start working on myself, which I did.
Awesome.
And then when I started doing that, guess who had an appointment with a therapist? My husband.
Wait, he came to the therapist, you said?
No, he made his own appointment with his own therapist.
Yeah, because he knew what time it was. But he knew what time it was. Because that was a form of shutdown. Yeah. When you started engaging the therapy, right? So now you're not engaging, and that for a man, that would discombobulate us.
Yeah. So I was becoming a different person. I was becoming a different person, and then he was seeing a side of me that he has been missing all this while.
That would throw a man off.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I tell you, like you said, they will mimic how you treat yourself. The moment I started becoming that person, started changing. We now have, you know how you said that after you and your wife came back, you had like, when you talk about, you said a new marriage, not the old marriage.
It's brand new. It's not the same thing.
We started having a new marriage. Like a new marriage entirely. Everything became different. Right. We became like
so you count the 7 years for anniversary, but in terms of The
Married.
sweetness that marriage can
I'm
bring.
counting one and a half,
You
or
counting
maybe
one and a
one
half. That's
or
real.
one.
That's real. We're counting
Yeah,
5. We're counting 6, 5 or 6
yeah,
out of 16.
yeah, yeah,
That's real.
yeah. So I'm gonna say the coming to the Prestige family was the blessing for me. You know what I'm saying? And I started learning this Proverbs 15:1 that says the soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So even if there's anything that he does that I don't like, instead of just like responding by saying something, I might leave it later and just say, you know, I didn't like this thing, or I didn't like the way you say it. Or he can just be from my body. I mean, say, are you okay? You know, my husband will always act like,
Your
okay,
body
is
language.
it? Yeah, and before, like, it's not that he doesn't say he's sorry. If my husband is sorry about something, he's just gonna clean the whole house for you. That's how you apologize. but but now he'd be like, babe, is it that thing? Are you upset about that? I'm sorry. So like, you know,
Oh
and last
wow.
week he was like, oh, because the insurance that we used to have before, we don't have it anymore. We have I have a different one, so he's getting another one. And he was like, oh, I need to get insurance because my mental health. I had to tell him, I was like, I'm so proud of you. Because on a normal day, that's not what he would talk about. You understand? But he's like, I'm beginning to feel like I'm draining a little bit. I need to go back to my therapist. I was like, wow,
Wow.
wow.
That's
Yeah.
growth. That's
Yes.
growth.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
growth. Yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome. You know,
Yes.
growth is one of our basic human
So
needs.
if I feel like 100%, if I didn't take that step
Mm-hmm.
to say that I want to work on myself, I was waiting for him to do that, it probably wouldn't have happened. Because now he'd be thinking,
This is I can hear the Indomie generation in my head right now. I can hear them. Okay, Indomie generation. About why should you have to wait for a man to do that first?
no, listen,
Why should you have to do it for a man?
even when they said, oh, let me tell you, 1st January this year,
Uh-huh.
I was driving and I was mad about something about my husband, and Holy Spirit just said, that's why it's good for you to pray. I go to therapy and I pray. I don't pray with my prayer. And listen, God speaks to me. The God does not send only my pastor to me, but God speaks to me too. So 1st January, when God
Absolutely,
said,
it
pray,
should.
when God
I
says
hope
pray for your
so. If you
husband,
claim to have God and He doesn't speak to you,
yeah, say pray for your husband in my mind. I say,
yeah.
so who will come and pray for me? Yeah. So if I pray for you know that kind of stupid thing.
Right.
Like,
What about
so if I pray
him?
for him, who will pray for him? No, that one doesn't want prayer. He's good by himself. He's doing it intentionally. No. Holy Spirit kept telling me that in like 4 times. I didn't have rest until I started. And then also I prayed to God for one thing. I prayed to God to help me with my mouth. Because this my reflex is causing me problem. Yes.
That mouth.
Yeah. If I give one answer now, you just go and take 2 drips.
Hey, you just go and sleep straight. You just go and ask your ancestors, what did I do to this girl?
Yeah, so
like this?
I think one of the things I started working was
Is this Hausa? Is this Hausa this person said?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Amaria da Ango, that's bride and groom.
Bride and groom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Habiba, I'm not her Natu, I'm just Natu, Natu.
Oh, okay.
It's not a short form.
Nothing. Okay.
You know, so I started learning self-control. So, and then I started telling myself that I'm not going to talk to my husband the way I don't want him to talk to me.
Right.
I don't want to ever talk to him in a way that will make, oh, no. There was a day you had a show.
Okay.
And I forgot what you were talking about. And you're talking about, we're watching a video of somebody I think was talking back to her husband. And you're talking about how anti-seductive that is, blah. And it wasn't even she was talking about something bad. It was just like husband and wife argument.
It's confrontational.
And yes. So I took that. I really took that in that day. And I sat down with myself to talk to myself. I took that to heart, like really.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not going to talk to my husband in a way that's going to make him feel less of himself anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so I told myself that.
Let me take this moment to answer the Indomie generation that I'm hearing in my spirit. Who say, but not why are you not why can't he start by like okay, first of all, that's poisonous behavior for your relationship, and if anything, maybe at best what you're asking for is simultaneous, where people do this, and we both should. It shouldn't be alone. It shouldn't be me alone. That doesn't exist. You have unrealistic expectations. Okay, if you want something better, you start. Okay, number one, that's the best form of control, not in the toxic way, but in terms of attraction, in terms of seduction, in terms of influence in particular, right? When somebody has looked at you like this and decided that they want to engage you and spend time around you, there's something about you that they like. There's something that attracted you to them. That means you have influence that you might not necessarily be privy to, that you haven't put it down to science yet. You don't realize it. But that person have chosen like, oh, I can hang out with this person, have a conversation for 3 hours with this person. You have influence. Okay. What you will never have is control. What you will never have of that person is trying to use your own moral standards to control them. You will never have that. Even if you go to the same church and you listen to the same pastor, people will go to the same church and listen to the same pastor and hear different things. They are hearing based off of their interpretation, which is a function of how they were raised, of how they got there in the first place. There's too many variables, right? But one thing you can do is engage your power of influence, which is by simply paying attention to what this person cares about. What is it that this person care about? That is actually power. That is not you. The other way around is you giving your power away. When you ask questions like, how come this person doesn't start first, you're giving your power away. You're doing when, just like the Indomie generation. It's anti-seductive, like you know. So it's only a matter of time before you push them away. Now you might be a fine girl, you might be a fine boy, you might attract another one, but for every breakfast you collect, literally, all right. For every breakfast, sorry, that my hands were too fast on that one. For every breakfast you collect, right, you're hurting yourself. It doesn't go away.
But MOP, but you know also, right, when I started going to the therapy, that was last year, I told myself, I'm like, even if the marriage doesn't work, I will want, if I will have to meet another man, for him to meet an amazing woman.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because now I understand there's something wrong with me that I need to work on. Or not something wrong with, there's something I'm doing that is wrong.
Right.
That I need to work on.
It's the game.
So if I leave, if I say I want to leave now, if I leave and go to another, it's still gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I remember my boss at that time would always tell me, he was like, there's no perfect marriage, right? But you have to do the work too. You have to do the work. So he's like my elbow. So he's like, you have to do the work too. But so if you tell me before, I'll be like, okay, he's the head. Mama. He will lead. Yes, baby. Okay. I'll say, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'll say, he's the head. He has to lead. He has to lead. I think one of the things that I used to say is that, they say women submit to your husband. Okay, give me something to submit to. But sometimes I feel like we as women, there are times that we block. You can't make an appointment with a cable guy to come and plug cable in your house for you, and then you go out and close the door.
Right.
And you expect, Aviva, please don't do that. Okay? So you expect him to come and fix the cable, but you close the door. Do you understand? Like, how is that going to happen?
Right. So you have to kind of like, which is natural for women unless they've been collecting breakfast. Either micro breakfast, which is like resentments, issues in the marriage and stuff, or somebody completely break up. Then the woman would generally put her guards up and then she will close the door. Generally speaking, when a woman feels heard, right, or feels seen, right, because I always give this game to the men, right, you can penetrate everything, literally, mind, body, soul. But when she doesn't feel heard, right, you can't. So if you're closed like that, if you want to be intentional as a woman and you're now married to this person, this is the place where you can bring in the vows. This is the place where you can bring in your feminine energy.
I understand what you're saying. You say when a woman doesn't feel heard, right? There's a way everything. Also, if a woman wants to be heard, you can't be a woman. If you are, let's just assume you're a woman, like you're in a room now. Right. You can't be a room with soundproof. I want people outside to hear the music you're playing.
Right. I get you.
Do you understand what?
I get you.
Do you understand?
Yeah. I get it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, yeah. I get you.
So we as women, if we're trying to say something to be heard, like you have to use the right channel to pass your message that the person will get it, or in a way the person will get it. Like
Right.
Pastor Mildred will always say, men don't understand the way women do. You have to like
Yeah,
sometimes
men
tell
have a
them.
hard time reading minds. Men have a hard time reading minds.
Yes, so sometimes you have to like, come out to tell them that this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I want.
And like
this is
PK,
what I
and like
need.
PK will said, don't be confrontational about it, because men
Yes.
receives that
Yes.
as, war.
So those were the few things that I worked on. I stopped being confrontational, honestly speaking. If I have something want something from my husband, like there's a way I just say it. Sometimes I don't even have to say it. Yeah, you just show up. Like I don't do high pitched soprano voice in my house no more.
And you
Like-
shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Absolutely.
So
yeah,
that's one of my blessings of being a Prestige Farm member, honestly speaking.
That's awesome, because for a while we're about 50-50 audience now, male female. But for a while it was a lot of ladies. We started with a lot of men, and then it became a lot of ladies. Once I did that session on Auntie B's platform, then ladies took over for a while. But we're at 50-50 right now, and that's I just think there's an order in anything that's worthwhile. There's God. This is my personal belief.
Yes.
God,
Yes.
man, women,
Yes.
children.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
not to say that, in fact, the higher they are, the more the responsibility. That's literally what that means.
Yeah.
The more is required of them,
Yeah.
But you find yourself inside of a marriage as a woman, they better listen to what you just said.
Yes.
If you're closed off already, then do the work you need to do to open up, because
There was something that my father-in-law told me. He's my husband's uncle, but I call him my father-in-law because he's the only uncle. He gave an advice to my husband on our introduction day, but I took that advice to heart. Like I think I worked on that advice more. He said, I don't want you to ever wake up one day and say you're not going to do something for your wife because she didn't do a particular thing. You're just going to stick and do your job as a man. If she does not play her part, leave her alone.
And you took
But
that.
Yes. So I took that. That's one thing that I know. I would tell you like what he said that day. I took it to heart.
That's a good advice for men. Absolutely.
Yeah, but when we're going through that challenge during that 5-year period, I don't think I implemented that much.
You know why?
I did some.
You know why?
Why?
Because that's natural order of things, right?
Yeah.
So now like I like this example of your story, because the reality is that the principle can work in any direction. If a woman pick up the pieces first, it just demonstrates the power of influence that she has, the power of her feminine energy, especially if she understands how to embed that in her feminine essence, right? She has that level of power. We're suckers for that as men. We melt literally on that, right? So it can work. That principle works. If you lead, right? A lead. What I always tell men is that if she keeps having to lead, let's say your husband does not catch up to that speed, it's not sustainable.
That'll be it for him.
It's not sustainable, right?
Yeah.
Because you cannot be in your full essence
Yes.
with that person. It just doesn't make sense, right?
Another thing, right? This dear future wifey, there was this woman and her husband that he interviewed one time. That was my first show of them that I watched. I think they were going through a divorce at that time, and I think the lady was his staff or something. He spoke to them though.
They were going through divorce.
Yeah, they ended up reconciling and they remarried.
Yes.
Or they did a anniversary something. And the woman said something. She said, I pray to God that God should give my husband a new wife and let that wife be me. So in
That's
essence,
an
what she's
prayer.
saying is that God should make her a better person.
God should make
for
her a better
husband.
person. All right. So she's gotten to a place where she's hit rock bottom, right? And you got to that place as well, right? Where because if you don't hit rock bottom, you never find, it doesn't make sense for you to start with the change, right? You're still asking, you're giving excuses, you're asking that the person should do something. You're like, I'm supposed to see that this is for me, this is for you as a person, right? When you hit rock bottom, it becomes a matter of survival for you, right? Granted, mostly mentally, right? But it becomes a matter of survival. Let me save myself.
Wait, I think I can. Can you add your volume a little bit?
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, better now.
Oh, I could speak up. Right. So it becomes a matter of survivor,
Yeah.
right? When you hit rock bottom, it becomes a matter of survival. You're just trying to survive at that point in time,
Bless you.
and you can't go any further down at
Bless
that
you.
point in time. And that position is different for everybody. That was the position where you hit when you said, "I need to find a stop waiting for him for therapy. Let me go to therapy." Right? That's the point where you hit. And then when you talked about, I wanted to highlight this part where your husband said, I'm seeking therapy." When a woman, your behavior would naturally obviously change because you're engaging therapy. You're pouring all that energy that you would normally pour at him, you're pouring it somewhere else, right? Particularly into a place where you can actually build from it, build yourself from it, understand what's going on, right? But what that looks like in your dynamics is that his experience has changed, right? And that is a change, and change is not comfortable. That doesn't look positive as much as it looks like, oh, you know how these men run around the internet talking about they're looking for feminine woman. If they find feminine woman, suddenly they won't like it. It will feel odd. It will feel like, I could tell a man who has never really seen a real woman when they're complaining, right? So it's like, but when they get engaged with family, they don't know how to recognize it. It's just a shock to their system, right? And he probably hit that as well. And then it allows him to see himself in a whole different light. Say, you know what, I need to seek some help too, which is not a bad thing. We do that with medical science. We do it with physical medicine, right? But when it comes to mental, we just have a lot of, especially African quote unquote traditional. You're muted.
I think I'm finding it hard to hear you.
You are. Can everybody hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Maybe you need to drop out and come in. Let me check here. I'll check here. All right. Oh yeah, I'm loud. I'm loud. I'm loud.
No noise.
I'm very loud. You probably need to drop out and come back in. I think it's your
Okay,
phone.
hold on one
Make
second.
sure that your stand is not holding your volume.
No, I took it off this thing.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Hold
Yeah.
on one
Can you hear me
second.
now?
Hold on 1 second.
D-Love said we can hear you. But we can hear you too.
All right. Let
Can
me
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay.
So was it your volume? Maybe that thing was pressing your volume down.
No, my volume is I'm at the highest. I was
Okay.
trying to put the mic on speaker, but it didn't.
Okay. But can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Great. Right. So nice session so far. Natu. We're just kind of like doing like a recap of what the platform Meta Prestige we've been doing so far, which is a good thing, but I want to focus. I definitely want to do more focus on seduction and attraction. I think everything else is a waste of time and stupid.
Yep.
I swear. I'm taking this all the way, the rest of my life into the grave. Okay. Like, I think everything else is stupid. Like, don't come to me talking about men should do this, women should do that. Of course, men should. You're not telling us anything new. There's nothing profound about what men and women should do.
TD Jack said something about roles. He's like, all these men should do, women should do. He's like, roles is based on value.
Yes.
So if the other person can bring more value in this aspect, like, why not? That's why they tell people all the time, do what works for you. Because
that's why there's a paycheck. That's why there's a paycheck on Friday. Why are you talking about what people? You want to talk about what people should do, what they can do, but you haven't really taken the time to assess what do they want, what is in it for them. WII for me, WIIFM. What is in it for me? That's what everybody cares about. Nobody cares about anything outside of their feelings. That's a fact of life. No matter how much of a Christian you are, no matter how much of a stoic, logical, scientific robot you are, nobody cares about anything outside of their feelings.
Yep.
And if you want to be an influential person, you better start paying attention to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you talk about all the time, like, women don't know the power that they have. And I could tell you for a fact now, like, I think we've been sleeping on a lot of things, man. We have.
Yeah, right.
We have, like, some things we like, let me tell you, sometimes when some things start, I'll be like, babe, we don't have to fight over this. I don't want to fight over this. And sometimes he'll just be like, nah, don't do this. I didn't like this. But on a normal day, he doesn't say I don't like. He's just gonna snap. You understand what I'm saying? But so he realized, like, okay, this person is having like a level of respect for me. What is it? 1 second.
No problem. If he's a student, whoever you're dealing with, man or woman, if that person is a student of what we're talking about, they'll find their way to it. Okay? But if you're married to them, right? All you have to do is play your own part. Okay, play your own part. As long as we're not talking about
Sorry
some type
about
of
that.
no problem. As long as we're not talking about some kind of abusive situation. If you're already feeling abused, I am not going to convince you that you're not feeling
No, no, no.
abused.
We
You need to
we didn't have anything like that. We didn't have anything of that such. Like there was nothing like that.
right. It was
But I
just
think
it
it's
was
all
disagreements
yes.
and just
And
bickering, not
yeah,
seeing each other's.
miscommunication,
Yeah,
miscommunication, and yes. So
yeah.
so one person says one, and you're trying to say the other person says 11. You know,
Right,
and we're
right.
trying to like. So
And
now
then and then
everybody's
and
trying
then
to
and
like.
then and then and then you came here and then I told you you're right. How many times did I tell you you were right?
Well, you're right.
How many times did I tell you you were right? Were you at some point you were satisfied? Like, okay, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Until I collected.
You're right. We're all right. All of us are right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But if your
Yeah.
result is not showing up, maybe something you should pay attention to. If your result is not aligning up with your right, maybe you should pay attention, right? Yeah, yeah. That's what creates those arguments. You have those
Yeah.
arguments. Sometimes if you're assertive, intelligent, smart girl, you're like, it's just a conversation. Of course, we will argue, right? I tell men, so gentlemen, never argue with a woman. So like, what do you mean? Don't argue with a woman. That's so like you're belittling. Are you trying to say women don't have their own senses? Men are saying that. Men are starting to say that. Like you're trying to say women don't have their senses. I say, this guy, I am patient. You will collect. I'm patient. I'm patient. I'm patient.
Yeah, so back to the statement, like when you talked about you like, oh, men like
To be
the
needed.
feeling of being needed.
Yes.
And I was like, but I'm like the boss lady trying to take care of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I learned it from my mama too.
Right.
So, and then I started cutting on a lot of stuff. Sometimes I reach out to my husband a lot of stuff, even when I know I can do some things. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I realized like anytime I'm being pressured over anything, I want to do something, he just jumps up. So I started registering my foundation Nigeria that helps men with breast cancer.
Right.
So
We saw
when
some of
I
those
didn't
pictures.
yeah, at some point, like when I felt like I was getting hooked up, like, oh, I'm confused what to do. So because he has worked with an NGO before, he just brought like a solution like real quick. You understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So I started like some things, not like I can't do it, but the fact like I just want my man to feel like, I'm not, like I said, he's a nerd. Like you just bring something, he gives you the solutions in 2 seconds. So,
Right.
but before, because I was carrying my coconut head up and down, I'm like, I'm not
You
gonna
are
ask. I
assertive.
don't need him.
Assertive modern woman.
I know people.
Modern wife.
I know people.
I can speak for English, Kaduna, Hausa, Yoruba at the same time. I'm intelligent.
Yes. I'm not gonna talk to him about this. And so another lesson that I learned, I'm gonna say, right? When we were going through all these issues, sometimes we don't talk to ourselves, that we were missing out on a lot of stuff. Things were going on in our personal life that you wanted to tell the other person, but because all of you are carrying coconut head all around, knocking each other, and the coconut is not breaking, you're not talking, you're not telling the other person, you're missing out on good moments. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to say the beautiful thing is that for the past year that we've been working on this now, I know that if we have something to do, like whatever was going on between doesn't affect it. Like on very, very rare occasion, like we've made so much tremendous progress. And I'm grateful. I'm really grateful to God for that, honestly speaking.
Let me ask you this question. What's the longest you've gone not talking to each other as a result of having a disagreement or argument, whatever you might want to call it? What's the longest you've gone? He has a follow-up question too, but tell me.
Oh my God. It was long.
Tell me now. Just tell me.
2 months.
In the same house, 2 months. Huh.
That was the time that I was really divorce lawyer.
There is God.
Yeah.
There's God though.
Yeah.
2 months. Okay, so
because the reason why
wait.
Child,
there is God. Oh.
No, let me explain.
now.
Wait.
I have a
Reason why
follow-up
was
question
that-
before
no.
you go into it. Follow-up question. Who was the main culprit, in your opinion,
I'm not gonna say me. You know it.
shut down that far?
No, it was him.
It was him. Oh wow.
Yes. But
Wow.
then there are times that he wants to maybe like talk to me about something, and because I'm still, so I was like, okay, now that he's over with his own this thing, I'm going to start my own now. So he's trying
Now
to talk to
start
me. I'm like,
yours.
nah, I'm not gonna talk now. I don't want to say anything about that. I enter the room, I close the door. Whoop. Now I want
Wow.
to, yeah. So it went both ways. You know, everybody
Yeah.
was like contributing, like, okay, I want
That
to talk
would
now. I
take
don't
that
want to
would
talk.
take a family out. That would, 2
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
That would take a family out very
Yeah,
quickly.
so I was like, no, we don't have to do this. I don't want to do this no more. Da, 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 da. But God kept showing me a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't feel to pray. Like the Pastor Nero said the other day, one thing that I know that was constant was my faith. And for the whole time that we've been married, you know, we've been trying to have kids. And one person that I said that has given me, when I mean consistent support, I'm not even saying because he can't even hear me. He's on the video
Right.
over there. But the support that I've got, let me tell you, at some point, the last IVF I did, my husband said I shouldn't do it. Because he saw
it
the way I was
drains.
injecting
Because the worst thing you can do to us as men is have us watch you suffer.
Yeah, it's not even I'm telling you, it wasn't even the money involved. It was
course
just like,
not.
he was like, it's too much for you. Like,
course,
let's do something
yeah.
else, please. Like, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I was the one that was saying that I was going to go through that. And every time he keeps coming to tell me that, you know, I know you're doing a lot for us to be a family, but, you know, I don't want you to, like, there's no family without you. 2 weeks ago, he was watching a show on TV, The SWAT. And I think he watched a particular segment and he called me to watch it. So that segment was a man and one of the SWAT guys got a girlfriend, and he started talking about having a family with her. And then the lady went and had a diagnosis, and she told the guy she wasn't moving in with him again because she had a diagnosis from the doctor, and she doesn't want to kill his idea of having a family because her chances of having kids are slim. And the man told her, he collected the key. He's like, wait. How does that affect us? He said, the idea of me having a family is because of you. So there's no family without you. So if you leave, I don't have any idea of having kids. So my husband paused that particular place. So right when he called me, he's like, come here, come watch this thing. I'm like, what is it? He was like, so he held me close to him and I watched it. When I told you I bawled like a baby, I was crying like real bad. Like, it's just priceless for somebody to be able to, I know you can't understand 100%, but to get that breather, do you understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like, I have couples that the husbands, I have friends that they are trying to, and the husbands are like blaming them for not being able to have the kids. But my husband is like, there's not going to be this without you. So just chill, okay?
Yeah, I don't even like
Chill.
talking about there are weirdos like that. You're right.
Yeah.
But there are some also that are kind of like in between. They don't have the skills to support their partner. It's just that they don't have the skills. They're not weirdo, evil people like the one you just said, but they're like kind of like in between. Sometimes they might say the wrong thing too because they can't. That empathy level that you would need, they don't have it. You know, so that is a big deal. What you just described, it's a big deal to be able to be there in that type of journey. You know, it's tough, but that's something we can appreciate. That's the flip side of it. We can build on top of that. That holds us together while we're going through what Pastor Nero calls the wilderness, right? The support system. You know, you don't have to be able to put yourself in that person's shoes. You just have to understand what support means. You need to learn how to. You don't have to have an opinion. You just have your shoulder so that person can just cry on it sometimes. Like most of the time, we don't need your opinion. I said all these people that have microphones. If I was, I'm a dictator. I would take all their microphones away. I would turn up a button right now. All the microphones on your phones that you're using to shoot all these stupid TikTok videos, we shut them down in once. You know, like freedom of speech is dangerous. You know, because some people just they don't know. You know, So
Yeah.
we're entering a
But
different,
like
different
I
zone.
said, this one is like all part of the growth for us because what I wanted to also round up with, we had both of us were coming from two different worlds. We have two different upbringings. You know what I'm saying? His parents passed when he was much younger. He grew up family. I grew up with both of my parents, so the idea that I have is different. From so I think what I fail to like understand and give grace to is we're coming from two different places. So we have to give ourselves that grace to be able to like settle and be able to like study the other person study you, and then you know how you're going to like merge each other and like marinate the whole relationship. I just wanted it
Right.
to happen automatically, which didn't
Right.
happen. And then it started like stressing me out, and then it was stressing the whole marriage out. But then
True.
when we got to the place where we understand that we're two different people, like today I told you I was this close to having a mental breakdown, and he was just like, he's not feeling too well. But he was like, what's wrong? I said nothing, and he was just paying attention to every move I was making in the house. When
Right.
I went in the room, I was in the room for like 5 minutes. He followed me. He was like, are you all right? It's going to be fine. What do you need? And they started giving me solutions, like the hugs, the kiss, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was
Right.
like, okay, this is somebody that's not feeling fine, but he was paying attention to every move that you're making. If I'm in another
Right.
room and I just said, the next thing you're going to hear me say, what is it?
Yeah, that's
I'm
me.
like,
If you take a deep breath right next to us, I say, what's up?
yeah.
Take a
Yeah,
deep breath.
you're like, what is
Like,
it? Are you okay?
yeah,
Are you
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that became like a normal phrase for us in the house. If the other person is, I'm working in the other end, he's working the other end, like an hour into work, you hear the other person, are you okay? So
Right.
it started giving us that kind of like sense of,
Right.
feeling like,
But you're also in a space, right now, where it's
Stop the cap.
you're also in a space where you're able to receive the little
yes,
things. Is that
yes,
correct? Like sometimes it's not that that person wasn't doing some of that before, but we were not in that space where we could receive
oblivious.
it. We did oblivious, where see finish, right? Like BM, that's BMN tell and call, you're supposed to do that. But now when you've been through that wilderness, you're able to appreciate the little thing, because if that's taken away, right? If that's taken away. And then you've also been on the other side. Eventually, you start getting more experience now. You've been on the other side where you start noticing the effect of focusing on the good things, right?
Yes.
The rewards
Yeah.
that come with that.
And another thing I realized, it's sometimes when the other party. So before, anytime he's moody, I just feel like it has to do with me. So I started asking, what is it? What is it? And when he doesn't want to talk, I go up. So now I started
Right.
realizing that it's not you,
It's not
it's
you.
him. Yes.
It's
So
just
yeah.
like it wasn't him, and you have to work on yourself. If that action is coming from their end, you have to like allow some time, and don't assume it's about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I make jokes sometimes. Sometimes I just see him like I just know that I didn't do anything. Sha. I just go and give him my phone. I like put the person's number. He like this person. I say the person that's spoiling your mind because I want to finish the person now. He would just
He will start probably busting to laugh. He probably needed that.
yeah.
He probably
So
needed that. You have to throw
yeah.
in banter. A lot of people are just too serious about this
Yeah.
relationship talk.
It's not that
Calm
serious
down.
though.
It's not
It's
that
not.
deep. It's not that deep. If you make it deep, the devil will make you deep for you.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
But
We
really,
were giving the devil too much room. And when
yeah,
we realized that, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I was talking about the book that I read, Stop Walking on Eggshells. So Walking on Eggshells is going to like explain like a lot of people's kind of different disorders to you that normal day people live with. So when you're around those people, stop acting like, oh, my husband is so, I don't want to do this, so he doesn't get upset. Da 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 da. Most times it's not you. Hold on a second. Sometimes it's not you. You understand what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with you. But because you are not in that space to be able to understand, you now interpret it another way. So
yeah,
so that
right,
book was really helpful too.
yeah. Sounds like a really good book that I should probably check out myself too. I think I think like I said
Wait,
earlier.
MOP, nobody has matched the super chat. Really, people?
Let's see.
Mona no shame me. Oh.
Yeah,
people.
please,
You people
please.
cannot do that. Why now?
We got supporters here. They will match it, even if
Why
it's during,
now?
even if it's
You know
during
your girl is
replay.
there. You have to show your girls of love.
Yeah, you have to
Show your girls
show
of love.
Natu some love. I beg, match,
Show your
match it,
girls of
match it,
love.
match it, match it, match it. You can see the dollar sign. Just match it. You can do as low as 99 cents, literally, right? But yes, yeah, I think this was your story is something I find fascinating,
Thank you.
and I'm even appreciative of your story more so because it's a journey. It's not a destination. It's not
No.
the la la land that a lot of this Indomie generation are promising themselves that will never happen. They will just wait long and long and they'll collect. Okay, the older they get, the worse it gets. The longer you wait before you put yourself out here and take some risk, take a chance on yourself, on love, on life, right? The older you wait, the worse it's going to get. You know why? Well, it actually makes logical sense because you're not just hanging around. You're collecting small, micro and macro big fast. You're having all these experiences and, now I'm not saying you should jump at anything. That's not
Yeah.
what I'm suggesting. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is work on yourself. I
Yeah.
said part of working on yourself is to be playing the game. Play the game. You can't claim to be playing the game and you're on the sidelines. That's
Yep.
not how it works.
No.
Get in the game, get in the field.
Yep.
How do you do that? So women should
Go
meet
for
those people.
trainings.
Go to
Go for training
events.
to get in the game.
Yeah, come to December 30. Come to the launch. If you want, I'll send you hotels. The airport is 10 minutes away. The airport is 10 minutes away. There are beautiful hotels around. You come around, you can go to the city 40 minutes and go and hang out there for the weekend too, So that's the thing. I will even do dinner with you if you come around, But get out, since COVID, it just got worse because a lot of people are inside. They got comfortable, all those remote jobs, right? And people are just inside and they have time to complain about the experience that they're not having. How can you learn if you're not having experience? You can't learn.
Yeah. Sure.
If we talk about married people, say, they're all lying. Then they will come and cry to us later. If they show you good marriage, you said they are complaining. If they show you bad marriage, you will dwell on it. You start focusing on it. You make it your reality. So the reality is that we're going to have sex, all of us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not talking about the virgins, but we're going to have sex. Okay.
Yeah.
If you are having sex outside of the controlled environment that God has created for a marriage, right? You are exposing yourself.
Yep.
And I'm not talking spiritual now. I'm talking purely about the child custody battle court and all these custody battles everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. You will drag each other. It doesn't matter if you're a woman. You think you're collecting money because you're in Western. You collect money, but you collect something else too. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we're in that space right now. You've been married for 7 years now too. And this is a pre-launch for the book, Number One Red Flag. Okay. And you gave a fantastic example of somebody who showed you some red flags in the beginning, right? Those were red flags you picked up, not necessarily by picking up books or anything like that. But, we also had a fine brother who knew, he just knew like, you don't know what you have. We're here, we're out here. We can see if you're blind, right? So we also had that situation, right? What would be your advice? The Indomie generation, they keep saying that we don't know what they're going through. They're complaining to us. They're telling us everything, but they're saying we don't know what they're going through. It's okay. We'll leave them alone. But what would be your advice to the Indomie generation, the ones that's looking to date? I spoke to one of my brothers yesterday. I wish I told him to plug in today, but I forgot. There's one of my brothers around here. But this ninja, it should be about 40 or so. And he's not been married. And I was telling him, I'll just say DJ. He's a DJ. But it's one of my buddies. I won't mention his name. But he was like, I'm not married. No, he didn't say I'm not married. He was DJing another party. We had like multiple parties in the same mall and stuff. And then, it's always love anytime we see each other. And I was like, he said he doesn't play the clubs anymore. Okay. And then he just plays the parties. I was like, of course, wife is at home and children, right? He's like, no, I'm not married. I was like, you're not married? So it's my G, but we're not close like that. It's just like, it's always love when you see each other, you're not married. I was like, it's like, yeah. He said they're getting crazy. He said these people are crazy out here. I was like, and you know what? They're gonna get crazier and crazier and
You are
crazier.
crazy too.
I said they're gonna get crazy and
Say
crazier and
that thing they
crazier.
notice.
So he said, yeah, man. I was like they're gonna. You're not helping by just holding off, you know.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to advise and I said, listen, just find a girl that you like, okay, and be the best version of yourself.
If he's already scared before he goes in, that means that I don't know, he's gonna be walking on eggshells when he gets in there.
Exactly. But you know, social media is not helping because everything negative goes viral than this video, right?
Yeah.
So it's like all this crazy girl. When you hear, literally, like go under the Israel story, right? Go in the comment. The comment is the best part. You go in the comments, right?
Cruise Nation.
Exactly. And you can see people taking sides with Israel for the most part. If you go into that comments and you already have a pre-notion idea that these women are crazy, guess which part of those comments you'll be seeing? Even if my comment is in your face there, you will be seeing the negative one. That's how your brain works, literally. So so social media literally mimic us, the way what we are attracted, what the algorithms mimic us, you know. So my question for you, which is going to be our last question for the day, is you've been doing it for 7 years. They said we shouldn't talk to them. We are out of touch. I said, I said, you will hear this. I said, you will hear this, right? What would you? So they need. I need people like you to start stepping up. Don't back out of saying something is not an advice. It's a freaking advice.
What is it?
Okay, ready.
Hey, baby.
Okay.
She's trying to have her own conversation, right? So, you know, they're saying, you know, don't like, you know, you're out of touch, but they're advising each other. It's like the blind leading the blind, right?
See, when they talk about
what would you say to them?
It pinches me when they say we're out of touch. It's like you going to class and tell your teacher that
he's out of touch.
What are you teaching?
Because he graduated 18 years ago.
Yeah, because he graduated in 1989. Bro, stop capping. Why is it that when people go to a hospital, they don't want a fresh off the board doctor, they want a consultant? Because they know the older the wine, the better.
No.
So what you're talking about out of touch?
This is even a better example, right? Would you want the residents, right? The one that is still learning, right? Would you want them to cut your stomach open and not the surgeon who's been out of touch, doing it for 30 years? Which one would you prefer?
So it doesn't. I would go. It doesn't just make sense. It does not just make sense. But honestly, so I was trying to read a book yesterday. Like I told you, I had a crazy anxiety weekend.
Right.
So I was going through the topics of the book, but two things that stood out to me, you know, I always go, oh, thank you, Walker. Thank you. But the two things that stood out to me, emotional intelligence, you know, is always going to be my thing, and maturity. So, yeah, you can't put a price tag on having a partner that is aware. You understand what I'm saying? But also, for you to be able to attract a partner that's aware, you have to be aware yourself. You cannot be an oblivious person to attract someone that's unaware. A magnet does not attract rubber. It attracts metal.
Right.
So you have to be that metal to be able to attract that magnet.
Absolutely.
It's not just going to happen like that.
And you notice that's what we focus on?
Yes.
The attraction part.
Why are we here?
Right? The attraction part. Yep.
So,
that's chapter 4 and 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So like when we were, I have 4 sisters. I have 3 other sisters plus me 4.
Okay.
My youngest sister was the one that got married first.
Okay.
And I'll tell everybody that cares to listen that my younger sister was more mature among all of us to get married at the time she got married than all of us. And she got married at 26.
She was that person.
Yes, she was that person.
You got married at 34? She got married at 26.
26, yes.
Right.
But I used to like, when I have issues, I used to talk about my sister. She'd be like, one time she was having a fight with her boyfriend and he was calling her. She switched off her phone and he called me. And I said, go his house. I talked to him. She was like, what brought him? She's like, don't worry about him. You don't know what's going on. He's going to be fine. He's still going to come back tomorrow. Guess what? The dude came back tomorrow.
Of course.
I was like, Ruth, come on. I was like, Ruth, come on. You need to give me this trick. What are you doing? Yeah, so
Yeah.
my sister, she has a soft coconut head. Like I used to tell my husband, he has the softest coconut head that I know. So she has
Mm.
she has
Soft
a
coconut
soft
hair. That's
coconut.
another
Yeah,
one. Because at the
yeah,
end of the day, we all have pride.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yes,
Soft coconut head. That's a good one.
yes.
That's a good one.
You know
Yeah.
that one that doesn't give you trouble to break. Like I can just smash it like this and
Right. We all have ego, and I think I think ego is or pride is a good thing to even a large extent because I think confidence is sexy, right?
yes, very, very sexy.
But it needs
Very, very sexy.
when you get to long term relationship, it's one of the things you have to manage because see finish go enter that confidence that attracted that person. That's what they will end up presenting. That
Yeah,
sassy mouth to become thunder.
yeah.
That's what attracted her. I can tell you. Listen, when women talk spicy, that's one of the sexiest thing ever. You know what this Indomie generation are calling masculine these days. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's masculine.
yeah.
Like that would turn me on. I will probably start going after her.
Right,
After she said that, that would probably become a chase, not a chase in the negative way, but like
right.
I would want to pursue that, to soften it. Right? The harder the coconut, the more I want to soften it.
The
Coconut
more you
is
want to
like,
soak it in the water to soften it.
but Indomie generation said they want it soft. They don't even know what's soft and cold. They don't even know the difference between. They at least put yourself out there first before you start complaining. But yeah, that's a good point right there. And now you said she got married at 26. You got married at 34, right? Some people will say, "Oh, it's just God's
That's
timing.
what.
Your timing is timing." That doesn't negate that. That's not
No,
relevant.
no.
It's not relevant. We're talking about what you need to learn. Your own, just like how 34 is 34. God's timing is the best. Do you want your 54 to become 74?
Yep, I know.
We're not talking about. I know we're not comparing numbers here. Like, don't dwell on these particulars. We're talking
Yeah,
about if it doesn't have to be longer, why make it longer?
yes,
If you can work on yourself, right? That's all we're saying, and we can see these traits and patterns everywhere. We already know that everybody's unique experiences are unique experiences, but there are things we can learn from each other. There are also things that your sister will learn from you.
yep,
Even in fact, the fact that she did it earlier will have its way of backfiring for her too. She will have to go through her own lessons, right? She will have to go through her own wilderness. It just looks different. But that should not stop us from
That's
learning
our
from each other,
mama.
you know. But yes, this was an awesome session, Natu. I appreciate
yes,
you
yes,
so
yes,
much.
yes.
D Love says, Natu, you're gonna be a great mom. Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
thank you.
See how peaceful the baby is
Let me
with
tell you,
you.
she
She was
talks.
even sleepy. Did you know that she
She
was
talks a
sleeping?
lot. But I told her, I said, I'm going to take away her iPad if she doesn't sit quiet, if she wants to stay with me.
Did
I
you
don't know
notice
what
that she
happened.
was sleeping in your arms? She was sleeping
Yeah,
at one point.
yeah.
Yeah, she was dozing off.
You want me to take the iPad? So come sit down here. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So tomorrow we have a brother that's scheduled to be here.
Mama.
What?
We don't have a previous relationship before now, so we'll try to confirm that tomorrow. If it's doable, we'll do it. If it's not, we're gonna be here tomorrow. The Prestige family is gonna be right here. We're gonna continue the conversation tomorrow. But for sure, right now, what we have, let me show you what we got before we continue. In terms of what we have lined up. Let's see here. Where is it? Aha! There you have it. All right, so this is great. I am excited about this. I know you guys are excited about this because this is getting better and better. Natu, I think you beat Pastor Nero.
What's that?
You beat Pastor Nero.
Yes.
Your session beat him. Pastor Nero.
My session beat him.
Yeah, your session beat his owner. That's what I'm saying. You did very well, is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's let me see here. Let me see here. One second. All right, let me first of all, I'll share this one first. I just want to bring it up to see what we have going on. Stop share. There you go. Here you go. Share this. Window. Aha. So we're gonna have me take heed on she's gonna be hanging out with us on the 21st. Yes, 21st, right? 21st, she's gonna be hanging out with us. But the next one that we have coming up is, of course, we have Steve Williams from the Man Mindset tomorrow, scheduled for tomorrow here, and then we have okay, all right, I think I found it. Perfect. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Found it. All right, so yay. All right, so that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, December 4th. But on the 10th, you don't want to miss this. Actually, we were at the same party. We were at the same party yesterday, hanging out yesterday. So they're looking forward to coming to hang out with you. And I also have I Chief, my very own uncle, Adimeji Abitogun, will be here. You thought Neron's story. No, Neron's story. This story right here. All right. He's an I Chief right now, so from my hometown. So he's gonna be hanging out with us. We also have Brother Ben on the 16th. Of course, we have Kenny and Laide. They have an awesome love story as well. And then we also have Sheon Obajolu, my G. All right, and yeah, and like I said, on the 21st we have Mistake Heed. It's gonna be a fantastic session. Yeah, I think I might get Sahil here too. Are you familiar with Sahil? Sahil. You know who Sahil is? Natu. Unmute. Okay. Yeah, so we might have Sahil too. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Aha.
Yes. Yes, I have watched his show a couple of times because you mentioned it. I don't agree with a couple of things, but I think he's doing great.
Right. You know, I will, a conversation is always good between us. I don't always agree with him too. We don't always agree.
Yeah.
So, yep. So, but yeah, it's going to be fun. But yeah, we have a series of shows during the week, our normal shows during this week. But I want to say thank you to you, Natu, because
thank you for having me.
I know you wanted to. Are you going to be a content creator or not? Which one?
What?
That's what I remember about my first engagement with you. I think you were supposed to be a content creator. You were going to start creating content at some point.
Listen, no, I promise you, 2024.
Okay. What do you need? Do you need anything from me in terms of support?
I'll talk to you back soon.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I was saying earlier, if you have one day experiences out of marriage, I want you to start sharing unapologetically. Don't start with, this is an advice, so everybody is unique. There's no manual. Nonsense. There is manual. Some people are doing it successfully. Some people have gone through the worst of it and they're doing well. And you should learn from them.
Yeah.
You know? So if you can...
I'm really glad that I didn't throw the towel. I'll become Samantha. I'll be like, yes.
There's a couple of people in my ears. And then the husband will come back like, couple of people in your ears. You want $20,000.
But you know the funny thing, all the people in my ears, nobody was saying me. Everybody was just trying to, like, you know what? You know? Because honestly speaking, there was nothing violent in it. There was no DV. There was no. It was just.
That's why I love your story.
There was no cheating.
It's usually not those stories.
Yeah.
Majority of the cases is not.
Let me tell you, I begged my husband to go out of the house. I used to beg the man.
Sometimes
I'll tell him that I would drive just for him to go out.
Yeah, he's not that kind of guy. He wasn't that guy anyway. And you probably wouldn't be with that guy anyway. That's why it's easy. It's easy to say I wouldn't be with a cheater. It's easy to say I wouldn't be with an abuser. That's easy. Would you be with a person that actually you are the abuser? You haven't seen it. You are the narcissist. You're the one that's doing majority of the argument, but you know you're feeling you're the victim as well, right? It's glass boast, but it's mouth. You know.
Yeah.
Would you be in that? Anybody can find themselves in that situation.
Anybody can find themselves.
Yeah, and that's majority of the cases that becomes divorce. Majority of the cases is not DV. If it was, it would be a war zone. You know? So I'll let other platforms worry about all that DV stuff. You know, we talk about regular people and what they go through and that can end up in divorce.
And also, right, just to piggyback before we close, like I was just thinking, this is my own thought. So I was like, okay, so all the things that Israel had with his wife and all the things that he goes on social media now saying about her mom. So I'm like, I think sometimes husband and wife, when they fight, they forget that they're going to reconcile. They think that's the end of the marriage. Like,
Yeah, because
you
that's
understand what I'm
emotions.
saying?
Emotions don't be your mate now.
Yeah.
Once you're caught up in emotions, you're trying to shoot arrow at that person's neck here emotionally. They need to feel the same pain you felt.
That when you always say emotion don't be your mate, it was when he did that thing that I was like, this thing stinks, man. I'm like, it really stinks. Like, not being aware should be a crime at this point.
Yeah. Self-awareness key. And I insist, men must lead in this. It's not sustainable if men don't lead. It's just not. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're finding out that women, it's not that they don't care, but in terms of they don't mind staying alone. I think a lot of them are missing that memo. They don't mind staying alone for the rest of their life if that's what it comes down to, you know. And a lot of men that will say they don't mind staying alone, they're doing more of talking than actually action. They are either going to become a passport bros, they want to go and find a wife in the middle of the country, in the ocean, some stupid stuff that will never work, you know. But yeah, shout out to Chinye. Chinye, thank you. I appreciate
That's my
it.
boo right there.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so
Now,
I want to say thank you again.
like even some people that I've met on this platform, like when we meet on other platforms, you know, we always see ourselves and we don't.
I know they even recognize you, and they're jealous too. They're jealous. They're jealous when they see say
blessing.
Yeah,
And I'm a fan of giving people their flowers while they're still here. MOP, I'm going to tell you that you're doing an amazing job. You have no idea the things that you're doing, marriages that you're saving. But I just want you to know that one day you will get to see like all the people that are refusing to come and tell you their stories, how they've been able to. But I promised myself, I'm like, I'm not going to keep this to myself. I have to tell you how much of a blessing you've been to me.
Thank you. I appreciate
how much of a blessing you've been to my marriage. You did help me save my marriage. So no, you didn't help me save myself. Like you say, save yourself first.
Save yourself. Marriage with all. That marriage go do all right.
Yeah.
If you take care of yourself.
The moment I start saving myself, the marriage started saving itself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We talk to me and my husband, we talk to ourselves like with so much like kindness, like you want to talk to each other, like you mind what you say so the other person doesn't. Like we hear each other even when we don't speak.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's the thing that we've been denying ourselves for a very long time. And now we're enjoying it. So
That's awesome. Yeah. It's beautiful. The thing is that, to be fair, to shout out to all the people that message me all the time, all their testimony. I do get some testimony behind the scenes. You know, not everybody is able to show their face and talk and, you know, or hang out in chats and stuff like that. So I do get that, but I receive your words because it's going to blow up. We're going to 10x that over the next year, you know, because the more people are like that, the more a few people will be able to stand out like you and say, yeah, I'm willing to tell it, you know, publicly. You know, the more we can get, the more we can help people. And we don't care about saving the world. We just want to save 1 or 2 or 3 people. And then those people will also help other people because they will gain some wisdom that they can share on. And
you know, I was telling my cousin got married 3 Saturdays ago, and I was talking to her about emotional intelligence. I'm like, look at me.
You're a teacher.
Yeah.
You invest. Invest time, possibly money, in learning and then you do, and you teach. You share. You know.
Yeah.
Each one reach one. And before you know it, it's going to reach a lot of people, you know, but it's one person at a time. That's why when Just J used to come here by herself, I'll be talking. She's the only person that would be here. Shout out to Just J. I'll just talk. She
didn't come back again. She was here once. She is so full of life.
Yeah, she's here. She watches behind the scenes and stuff. And she's also running her own channel too, but she watches.
Yeah, I like her.
When I was dragging the manosphere, she was like this dude. She was just like, she would come and hang out. I would drag them, and then she enjoyed me dragging them because sometimes, you know, I guess it's refreshing, you know, when you hear people say something else than what the masses are saying, you know. And I always appreciate a couple of other people. There's some brothers here that were also day ones, you know, before I did that fantastic session at Auntie B's, and then we're here, you know. But yeah, I want to say thank you to Chinye, of course. Chinye is you guys are day ones at this point. Everybody that's been here since day one, I want to appreciate you. But Ben, I see you. Mindrell is a day one. Those are people. They were like, this guy is like, He's saying something like these manifest guys are stupid. You know, I kind of resonate, but no, this it's not. You know, they hear some things, right? It's because it's that 98. Like for example, there's this lady that was dragging Blessed CEO today. She tend to pander to men on TikTok, but she was dragging Blessed CEO, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not saying CEOs." I was like, "No, Blessed CEO is a weirdo. Let's just call it what it is." You know, I don't like doing that. But I'm like, sometimes you have to call people what it is.
Yes,
Blessed CEO is a weirdo. She was saying, you know, I'm not saying she doesn't good advice. You're like, oh, no, bro. Anybody can give 98% good advice and then sow a little poison of 2% inside of that.
Thank you.
You hear what I said? Anybody can give a good advice that's 98%, and they will put a little 2% poison in it. They do that all the time. That's Blessed CEO. Anybody can say anything that makes common sense.
You know how you make good zobo and then you put a drop of water pia inside.
Sniper. You put a bottle of Bacardi and then you drop a PDD pill inside of it.
Yeah.
Imagine that, right? That thing will poison it. That's what you see out in this street, you know. So yeah. I give her the name Jolasun. The Prestige family gave her Kemi. She loves that, you know. Yeah, awesome. All right, so thank you so much, everybody. Natu, I'm gonna let you go right now. I want to say thank you so much,
Pam. Thank you for having me.
You know, we're looking for I don't want to call it disciple. There's a better word I want to use, not disciples. We're looking for coaches, people that will take this, have the experience and share, you know. So please don't as soon as God gives you the courage, please don't shy away from it. Okay, we need you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everybody, I appreciate you. Amalayo, good to see you. I appreciate you. All my G's that are in the chat. Bye, baby. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you. Hang out for a second, Natu. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing time. I find a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.